It's been about 2 months since my last video, and honestly, I was not planning on taking that long between videos. I really wanted to stay consistent, but life had other plans. So my last videos were about Q4 and why Q4 was the best time to working towards your goals and how to utilize that time. I really believed I was stepping into that season with a lot of intention and clarity. I felt so motivated. I just knew that I was going to see all of this progress by January 1st. And we are now January 4th. This is the first few days into January. And it did not pan out how I wanted it to by any means. Instead of acceleration, I got a lot of interruption, like a lot. Where I had goals about getting consistent with content creation, that was interrupted immediately with not only all of my lights breaking, but my microphone breaking. So I was not really able to give quality content. Very stressful because, while I wanted to troubleshoot and replace things, I work at a gym. Like, let's be honest, I don't have the funds to be replacing all of these things. I'm not seeing any kind of income from YouTube or any other social media app at this current moment. So I was very stressed with my few items breaking on me. I wanted to replace stuff, but eventually that just stalls your momentum. Like when you're on track and you're doing things, it gets thrown off and you really haven't built that habit in your brain yet, it will just throw you off. And that's just where I was. And I guess it came at a good time because I actually traveled to New York. My friend brought a house and I actually had a chance to go to her housewarming. It was a very quick little weekend trip. And literally the day that I came back, I got the flu. Yeah, the flu knocked me out way longer than I expected. I mean, it took me a good 2 weeks to get any ounce of energy back, and then an additional week to kind of like get back into the flow of things. It bummed me out because I had just hit like week 2 or 3 of going to the gym consistently. That's the big feat for me because I don't like working out. So if I can like get into a habit of working out and then it gets thrown off, like I was just like, come on, man. Like,
I have never suffered this deeply in my life.
honestly, like the whole month of November really just became a recovery month for me. Not only just from the flu, but I felt like I was recovering mentally too, because again, all of the stopping and starting it would just wear you out. It would kind of like make you a little bit defeated. And that's not the place where I wanted to be. So I was just like, it is what it is. I'm sick. Let me just take the time I need to heal. And so by the time December came, I was actually like, I could finally felt like I could get back into the rhythm of things. Started going to the gym and I made it my goal. I was like, don't focus on a goal. Don't focus on like an endpoint with the gym. Just focus on showing up consistently as possible, which I did. All of December, never missed a workout. If I did miss a workout, I made it up on the weekend, which is rare. And so I felt like, okay, like at least the last month in the fourth quarter would pan out the way I wanted to. And then boom, Christmas Day comes. We have to call the ambulance for my grandmother. My grandmother has been in the hospital. Well, she was in the hospital for 2 weeks, but she just got discharged to like a rehabilitation center. So she's in recovery. She's doing a lot better. But I mean, imagine how that kills the mood. Like you have to go to the hospital on Christmas Day because your grandmother is not feeling well. And I mean, it just put a lot of stuff into perspective for me, honestly, all of that. I really wasn't thinking about why these things were happening. I really started thinking like, what am I supposed to be getting out of this? Like, what am I supposed to be learning through all of this? Which, pat myself on the back because that just shows like a level of maturity, spiritual growth that I've been desiring to achieve. I really think God was speaking to me, even through all of that. The first lesson that he was showing me is that preparation is really quiet. It's really done internally, it's done behind closed doors. And, I really wanted to come back with some video montage of all the progress that I made. And God is like, no, that's not what I have you working on in this season. Like, one of the biggest things that I learned about preparation, and there's a proverb that says this, it's Proverbs 24. It says, prepare your field first and then build your house. There's a lot of work that we need to do before we start trying to build these big empires and legacies. It's just like, you have so much work that you need to do on yourself. The field can refer to a lot of the small things that we tend to neglect, like our health, our habits, systems that we have. But what I really took from it from a biblical perspective is your field is like your heart. Like, even when you look at the parable of the sower, it's talking about planting seeds into your heart. And so I really had to think about, like, what is in my heart right now? Like, what am I thinking about? What are the things that are kind of like keeping me distracted? Or if I'm hitting a roadblock, or if I'm hitting like an interruption, what is in my heart in this moment? Because maybe that is the thing that is holding me up. Maybe that is the thing that's stalling me out. God wants to see how we show up at all instances, the good and the bad. I was in a space where I needed to learn how to abase and abound. The second lesson God really showed me during this season of Q4 is like, our decisions don't just affect us. And I really had to look at that when it came to this whole situation with other. So I was reading the book of Proverbs, and I came across Proverbs chapter 13, and it was saying how, like, a good man leaves behind an inheritance for his children's children. And the inheritance isn't just about money. It's about your health. It's about your wisdom. It's about being prepared and learning how to steward your resources and building onto your legacy. And in the situation with my grandmother, and this is not to pass judgment, I really think that this was just an awareness and a learning lesson for me. But it's just like, our families have not done the best job at doing that. They didn't take great care of their health. And so now, as they get older, it's becoming a burden for everyone around them. Mentally, spiritually, emotionally. Like, nobody wants to see your loved ones sick and suffering in the hospital. But all of the times that I was telling my grandma, hey girl, get a smoothie. Hey girl, eat a salad and put that pork down.
Perhaps not.
Even the generation above me, her children, they kind of mismanaged their time in a way that, when she does start having health issues, it's like they're not really prepared mentally, physically, emotionally. And again, that burden just trickles on down. And nobody should ever be transitioning or even thinking about transitioning into the next life, leaving their children with a bunch of burdens. Like, I know that, should I have a family, should I be blessed to have a family, I want to know that at the end of my life, I've built them up in such a way that when I transition, they are going to be set. They don't have to worry about anything. Now, if they want to squander that and ruin it, that's between them and the Lord. But I know I've done everything in my capability to set them up for the best. And I think that decision starts now. It starts now, even though I don't even have a family. It's like, my decisions that I'm making towards my health, towards my finances, towards how I steward my time, how I steward my resources, how I steward my platform, is going to affect my loved ones in the future. It's unfortunate that my grandmother had to go through that for me to kind of get that lesson, but it's something that really opened my eyes, I really just don't want someone having to carry the weight of my bad decisions. And so, kind of like, really kept the fire burning under me. Like, there have been so many days where I did not want to go to the gym. And I was just like, no, I have to show up for myself. I have to show up because, like, these decisions are either going to be a blessing or a burden for me in the future. It's really just kind of like put things into perspective for me, where, like, discipline is actually love that is being practiced. Like, it's me showing that I love my family. It's me showing that I love my future children, or whatever the case. It's me showing that I love my audience that I'm still building. Before they even get here, I have to show up. So right now, I'm finally back into a consistent rhythm working out. I think I'm not really rushing as much. And I'm really focused on sustainability and making small tweaks, like seeing what is working in my routine. I just want to actually be making efficient decisions and choices so that I'm prepared for whatever comes my way. It's just being more aware and more present in the moment. So I want to ask you something, and you do not have to answer in the comments, but I do want you to like think about this. What is one area of your life where you feel like you need kind of quiet preparation? Or what are some small decisions that you've been putting off because you don't feel like they're urgent yet or they're insignificant in this moment? What do you want your future family or yourself to thank you for? You know, there's a life that you're trying to build, and there are people in that life. Like, what do you want those people to think about you when that time comes? Like, do you want them to look at you as a burden? What are some things that you want to set up for them and have prepared for them? Like, what do you want to leave behind for them? I'm not sharing this because I figured it all out. I'm still answering a lot of these questions myself, to be honest. But I am sharing this because I am learning to learn out loud. As I'm processing these things, I'm getting more comfortable with sharing it with my platform, sharing it with the people who are kind enough to follow me and check in on me and what's going on in my life. And I just want this channel to be a place where not only am I growing, honestly, but I can encourage and pull along somebody else to grow with me. You know, like, I don't want to do this by myself. I actually think that we're entering a space where community is so important, and I want to see so many people just walking into their assignment, walking into their blessing, building legacies for themselves. I want to be a part of that. Like, you know, like that whole Harlem Renaissance where there's like groups of artists that came up together. That's what I'm want to create and foster on my channel, in my space. I really want that desperately. I want to foster an environment and a space that is going to uplift countless artists, creatives, entrepreneurs, business people. And so, if you're still here, I appreciate it. I look forward to seeing what you have planned. I look forward to seeing what you want to build and leave behind. And I look forward to helping you on that if I can in any kind of way. Don't ask me for no money because I ain't got none, but I can give you encouragement. Thank you. I love you. Please come back.